Hi and welcome back to Normski TV, looking at the player ratings and the review of the game. Arsenal 3, Benfica 2. We go through 4-3 on aggregate. Arsenal, you do like to put us through the mincers, mate. I'll tell you what, mate. Oh my gosh, the emotions that I was going through and my family was going through, well, I say my family, my two Arsenal supporters, my son and daughter. I mean, man, I'll tell you, when we scored that goal, that first opening goal to put us up, 1-0, obviously 2-1 on aggregate, you're thinking, yes, this is beautiful. This is great. And, we go into the second half or half time. Tierney Saka, what was you doing giving away that free kick? But what a free kick by the Benfica player. I mean, absolutely no chance. Leno had no chance. No goalkeeper in the world was saving that. It ends up at 2-2 going in at half time. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, now. And I knew this would happen, even though I predicted a 2-0 win, in my heart of hearts, I knew that, Arsenal is a sort of team, you don't know what you're going to get on the night. They're so inconsistent when it comes to their performance. But listen, they are and done well to do that comeback. I mean, what a comeback. What a comeback by the Arsenal. I mean, when their backs were against the wall, Mr. Captain Scotsman, Mr. Tierney, getting the ball rolling, getting the fight back rolling, and what a take. And an assist by Willian. Amazing. An assist by Willian. Willian, we want to call it a pass or whatever. Listen, he brought him on, and I mean when Arteta did make that substitution, when he brought on Willian, obviously Thomas Partey was great to see him come on, but when he brought on Willian, I just thought, oh no, what is this? What is this manager doing? But look, fair play, for that 10-15 minutes to that game, Willian was running all over. He was all over the place, making those, crucial tackles and just keeping things ticking over. And then he made that crucial pass in the area to Kieran Tierney. Obviously, Kieran Tierney did the hard work, going past three Benfica players. And what a lovely shot in the far corner. Beautiful. And you can see that this guy is captain material because he didn't have time to celebrate. He's telling his team, come on, let's get back. Let's get back. We need to win this game. And this is what I like about Kieran Tierney. This guy is full of heart. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He plays for the badge. He's a winner. Coming from Celtic, winning all those trophies, he is a winner. And fair play to the guy. Absolutely brilliant. Do you know what I mean? I mean, look, first half wasn't fantastic by all accounts, but the second half, mate, this guy turned it around, and you'll see that reflected in my player ratings towards the end of the video. But yeah, I mean, but there were some players in there that they need to hang their heads in shame. One being Sabalas, Saka, Bellerin. Man, these are just some of the players that I'm just thinking, what? Where is your football brain? Where's your technical ability? What is it? What is it that you guys offer to this team? Seriously, Bellerin, the guy can't pass. He can't pass. His short passes, just technically, he's just not good. I keep saying it on all my previews and reviews. He's just not good enough for this side. And, we're hearing that he's linked with PSG. And I hope to God that, Arteta ships him out in the summer because, mate, this guy seriously is not good. Not good enough, man. He's not good enough. I mean, look, Smith Rowe had a quiet game, by all accounts. He's playing out on the left, so sometimes he seemed a lot isolated, you know what I mean? Worked hard for the team as usual, tracking back. That was really good to have him, working alongside. Sometimes they were doubling up on the forward, so that was good. Really saw some good work there. But didn't really affect the game as such, you know what I mean? Obviously, Aubameyang getting his 2 goals, and fair play to him, do you know what I mean? You know, he had a terrible game against Man City, was anonymous in that game, and then obviously made up for it, you know, because he could have scored an hat-trick, scored 4 goals against Benfica in the first leg. But, you know, he did his bit, you know. He was just good. He was just absolutely good. Mangales, Gabriel, man, I don't know what's going on with you, mate. And you're defending, man. You was terrible tonight. You was absolutely terrible. I mean, the thing about Gabriel is that I think when he's playing alongside David Louise, I mean, both of them are very erratic, and you know, you see some I don't know, tackling and the way they close down I mean, Gabriel's, you know, quite aggressive anyway, and you'll notice that he tries to close down the players at the halfway line. Now, if that goes wrong, you know, if he mistimes a tackle or he's up against a really technical player, them guys are gone, you know, because there's space behind the back, you know what I mean? But tonight, he was just not good. He was just not good enough. I mean, he just making mistakes, giving the ball away, just generally. To me, you know, when he first came to Arsenal, you know, the first 3 or 4 games, you know, we were singing his praises. But, you know, of a late, I mean, since, you know, coming back from his, you know, injury and COVID and whatnot, he just seems to have gone backwards, man. And when he's playing alongside David Luiz, they just both look calamitous, man. They look calamitous. I mean, you know, Mangales will probably, you know, play better alongside a Pablo Mari, who's more calm and composed on the ball and could teach him more. But for David Luiz, you know, they're very, very erratic players, and it's almost like they got, you know, a mistake in them. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's you know, I don't know. Just was not pleased with the way Gabriel played tonight. Obviously, Bellerin, I already spoke about him. Leno, you know, he could have you know, you know, there was nothing he could have done about the free kick. Could he have done anything with the ball that Dani Ceballos decided that he was going to pass to the Benfica forward? You know, what was Ceballos doing? But, you know, Leno had to come out and try and close down the space. Once you're out of that area, you can't touch the ball in terms of with your hands. He would have got sent off. If he fouled him, he would have got sent off. So it was very difficult indeed. And, you know, he rounds the player and goes and puts it in the back of the net. And I just thought, that's it. Oh, that's it. We're out. And I was just losing. I was losing the plot, man. We was out. You know what I mean? But as I said, Tierney, the turnaround from Tierney, obviously, you know, that pass from Willian to him, you know, it's a pass. Call it what you will. But he made that crucial pass to Tierney, and Tierney obliged and put the ball in the back of the net to get the fight back starting. So it was really great. Saka, what a player. This guy is absolutely phenomenal. You know, 19, and this guy, 2 assists, literally carrying the team again. Oh, absolutely amazing player. And you know, in the last two or 3 months, this guy is, if you just look at his numbers in terms of his assists and his goals contributions, this guy is just on another planet right now. One of the best, you know, midfield players, you know, attacking midfield players attacking midfielders in Europe. Definitely up there, you know, with the Sanchos. You know, you talk about Sancho, you gotta include Saka, Saka in there. Absolutely got to include him in there. You know, everybody's talking about Foden and Grealish. Saka's right up there. Definitely one of the best players, the young players in the Premier League. And you know, if we don't be careful, you know, I mean, yes, he's signed a new, you know, contract and everything, but you know, this guy's got ambition, and there's gonna be, you know, clubs sniffing around him. You know, German clubs, even the top clubs, you know, above us, they're gonna be looking at him thinking, this guy could do well in our team. But listen, I just hope and pray that, you know, we're into the last round of 16. We want to try and avoid the English teams like Tottenham and Man United. Obviously, Leicester are out. They got beaten by Slavia Prague. We could end up, hopefully trying to get them. I wouldn't mind playing Slavia Prague, or even, there's some teams in there that, I wouldn't mind playing. Obviously, Napoli are out, but there are still some big teams that have gone through. So, I think the draw is going to be tomorrow. So we want to avoid the English teams, which will be obviously Man United and Tottenham. Rangers are through as well. Wouldn't mind getting them, And it's just hopefully we will be able to play at home as well, rather than having to go and travel to these places. It's unfortunate that our home game was in Athens. I mean, I just don't get it. Do you know what I mean? And whereas the other English team, they were able to play at home on a home soil, proper home soil. So we've been given a short straw concerning that. But listen, we've got ourselves through, and we're through to the last 16. So be looking out for the draw tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get a team that we can kind of slip through the back door, to try and get to the finals. It's going to be difficult, but listen, this may be a little bit spring in our steps, give us a little bit of bounce, going into the game on Sunday against Leicester. Hopefully, we can bounce back from our defeat from Man City and go to Leicester and give them a game. Maybe they could be reeling from losing 2-0 at home to Slavia Prague. But you know what? They're going to be under pressure now, because they're now out of Europe in terms of the Europa, and so they played a pretty strong side. It was Vardy played, Tillemans and such the lights played. So they didn't rest any players. We've got players that we can bring in like Pepe, starting them, Lacazette, those players, Martinelli, these are players that we can start and maybe rest. I mean, I say this now, we can't afford to be dropping Saka. He's just our main man. Smith Rowe, you may rest him, probably continue playing Odegaard. Why not try Martinelli? We need some energy in that side, especially when you're playing against Leicester. Definitely need some pace up front. So we'll see what happens when I do my preview for that game. It'll be probably a slightly changed side when we go to face, anyway, for my predicted 11, when we do go to face Leicester. It's going to be a tough game. But let's get back to the game in mind, and this is fantastic. As I said, Morris mentioned all the players that play tonight, and it was just brilliant in terms of the fight. But as I said, got some concerns with our defence, with Louise and Gabriel. They need to fix up time. I don't know what it is, what Arteta's telling these guys, but they need some proper coaching, because from what I see, listen, it's just not good, and you're conceding. I mean, listen, we gave them the goals, say on the plate. What a free kick, by their player, by the Benfica player. But you don't do that madness, Sabalis. You just don't do that madness. And mate, I tell you, you will not be even getting a score. I'm telling you, you will not be getting a score when I come to do the player ratings. But all in all, and in terms of substitutes, as I said, Willian did affect the game. Thomas Partey came and shored up that middle of the park. Lights of El Nene came on towards the end with Chambers, obviously to protect that lead. Took off a couple of attacking players. And fair play to Arteta, what I mean? Made substitutions earlier, which was good, or early, so that was really good as well. And we saw our way through the game, and really pleased with the result. And yeah, my heart was in my mouth. I'm not gonna lie, my heart was in my mouth, but we've made it through. So let's get on with the player ratings, and let's start off with Leno in goal. And as I said, apart from picking the ball out the net twice, made one decent save. Could he have done better with the second goal that we conceded? It was very difficult, because any kind of contact out the box, fouling the player, or even handling it with his hands, you know, he'd end up getting sent off. I'm going to give Leno a 6. Giving Leno a 6. Bellerin, as I said, Bellerin is Bellerin. The sooner the summer comes, mate, it's time to pack your bags, man. The level of your football in ability, when I see basically passes that you need to make, they're not coming off. When you go to do crosses, you're not even getting the ball into the 18-yard box. It's always hitting the first man. I just don't get it with you. You're this inverted right back. You cut in, you're leaving the space, but then when you do cut in, it's just like you just look lost. You don't know what to do with the ball. You know, you can't play a simple pass. I mean, I don't know what is so hard about you just playing a simple pass. Your passes were going astray. Weren't really impressed with you the way you played. Need Cedric to be playing on that side. We need Cedric to be starting on Sunday. Hopefully he will start on Sunday, because when you're playing like that, you know, the teams like Leicester with Vardy playing off his shoulder, listen, you're going to get done. You're going to get done. Bellerin, I'm giving him a 3. David Louise, as I said, look, the thing about David Louise is he's got this. I mean, to be honest, he didn't really tonight. He was not our worst defender. Put it that way. In terms of between him and Mangalese, definitely Mangalese was terrible, but David Louise is just like, sometimes I think what I get frustrated about with David Louise is that when he gets the ball kicked or played out to him, it's the time he takes to make a decision to pass the ball. You know, he takes 3, 4, 5 touches, and you want, and this is what annoys me about Arsenal in general. When we start games, we are so slow. Our build-up play is so slow, and it just is. You know, you want us to come out at teams and start pressing them from the start, and you know, forcing our game on them, or imposing our games on them, or our style on them, and we just don't do it. And it can really be lethargic. It can be boring when you're watching it. It's that sideways, backwards, you know, between him, Shaq and Ceballos. You know, it's really annoying. And then when he does play a ball over the top, it doesn't always reach the player. Do you know what I mean? It's either he just kicks it into space. You know, I think he tried one pot shot from outside the boxing, and it went wide. Other than that, you know, he wasn't bad and he wasn't good. He was just average. So I'm going to give him a 5. Mangalese, though, mistake after mistake. And a couple of times he played a crossfield ball, you know, gave the ball away. Why are you playing a ball, putting, you know, Ceballos and David Luiz under pressure? Lucky enough, I think the player, I don't know if he slipped over, I can't remember, but fortunate enough, nothing came of that. He had a terrible game tonight. This is one of his worst games I've seen him play. I'm giving Mangalese a 2. Now, Kieran Tierney, as I said, first half, average performance, do you know what I mean? A couple of times, the Benfica player, the right-sided player, was getting at him. And, you know, just a couple of times, I think with Kieran Tierney, you know what I mean, he's just trying to find his feet again, do you know what I mean, coming back from injury. But second half, brilliant, going forward, getting those crosses in, obviously getting that that goal to get the fight back going. And what a goal it was. What a fantastic goal. And, you know, striker's goal, brilliant, absolutely, from our left back. And for me, I'm going to give Kieran Tierney I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to give Kieran Tierney an 8. The middle of the park, you've got, Danny Ceballos, 0. Absolutely, you know, giving away the free kick where they equalised just before half time. And then what was you doing from our corner? The ball comes out there, is kicked, long downfield, and he heads it back for the Benfica, nods it down, you know. What a nod on for the Benfica player. When I saw, I was thinking, what's this guy doing? Why not jump and head the ball for? Why are you nodding it back? Can't you see players that are behind you? What was going on there? Absolutely ridiculous, mate. Zero, man. Absolutely. And I'm glad, it was for his sake, Arteta took him off because, mate, you could see that he was affected by that, you know what I mean? And thankfully, he got taken off, early part of the second half, because I just think doing that and trying to come back from that, if Arteta persisted with him, I think we go on and lose that game. Granit Xhaka, just ponderous, slow, again, didn't really do anything. Did not impose himself on the game. Did not impact the game. You know what I mean? For where Arsenal want to go, Granit Xhaka is not your man. It's as simple as that. But we all know that come the summer, he'll be either getting a new deal and he will be an important cog for the Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? So I don't see any changes going on there. So listen, if we're going to want to be a mediocre side, and then we're going to be lumbered with this guy Granit Xhaka, who for me, the Premier League and just generally the way he plays, he's just not a strong midfield player for me. I just don't rate him at all. And I'm giving Granit I'm going to give him a 4. The main man Saka, 2 assists, drove the team on, carried the team. Man of the match for me, 9 out of 10. The first assist, reverse pass for Aubameyang to chip it over the goalie. I was panicking because they looked at VAR, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, please. And then obviously when he played for the winner, again, VAR was looking at it. You don't actually get to see the actual replay. So you're just watching the referee and he's got his answers here, you're thinking, please. But from how it looked when Aubameyang did get the winner, you could clearly see he was onside. So great assists, 2 assists, nicely flat. I mean, to do that with that, amount of time to go was absolutely fantastic, brilliant. I think he got that goal in the 87th, was it 87th minute? I can't even remember. Was it the 87th minute? Let me just check. Yes, it was the 87th minute. An assist by Saka, and we just had to hold up for obviously the 4 minutes injury time. And as we know, the ball hit the post, but it probably would have been offside, but my heart again was in my mouth. It was in my mouth. It was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? But listen, Saka for me, 9 out of 10, man of the match. Odegaard, very technical, keeps it simple, very Ozil-esque in the way he plays, and just done what he done. You know what I mean? He didn't do anything special, but just kept it ticking over and knows how to look after the ball. Tired towards the end. Yeah, I'm going to give Odegaard a 7. Smith Rowe, just playing out there on the left, doesn't really impact the game as much. Works hard for the team, which is great. That's is what we expect from you. But wasn't really creating anything up front and that, and wasn't really linking up as well with the players. And I think his position really is in that number 10 role. But then when you've got Odegaard, and it seems like Arteta seems to like this player now because he's playing him quite a lot now. It's almost like he's trying to shoehorn Odegaard in there and to keep everybody happy. But there comes a point where Arteta needs to make a decision in terms of, do you play Smith Rowe, who's been really playing brilliant in that number 10 role, and Odegaard has to come on as a sub because now, you got the likes of Pepe, Martinelli. I don't know what Martinelli's done. I don't know what Pepe's done. I don't know what Lacazette's done. I mean, these guys are, players that have done well for the team, but for whatever reason, Arteta seems to want to keep changing it up, and it's not good the way he's managing these young players at all. But as I said, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, I'm going to give Smith Rowe a 5. Up front, Aubameyang gets his 2 goals. worked hard for the team, closing down, and made up for it. Do you know what I mean? Basically shut up Mr. Redknapp. Who said that he's past it. He's not the superhero he is. And sometimes these pundits. I mean, you don't know if they're just doing it to get clickbait or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But sometimes you've got to be a bit more professional. Jamie Redknapp. Concerning that. Yeah. Players, strikers go through bad form, and I think he was disrespectful in my opinion. The way you kind of described Aubameyang's form. But listen, he shut him up, got his 2 goals tonight. And ironically, when we played Olympiacos and he done a beautiful overhead kick, and then when he had that massive chance to get us through, we missed that goal. And obviously that affected him. Tonight he comes back and gets the winner. Absolutely brilliant. I'm going to give Aubameyang an 8. For what he's done. In terms of the subs, Willian came on for Smith Rowe in the 63rd minute alongside Thomas Partey, who came on for Dani Ceballos. As I said, Willian came on, done his bit. For 10-15 minutes, done really well, created the assist for Kieran Tierney to get the ball rolling, get the fight back happening. I'm going to give Willian a 5. Thomas Partey came on, shored up the middle of the park, and that's just good. That's what we needed, you know what I mean? Snuffed out little dangerous balls and that. Just kept things simple. And any time he had the ball, his only thought was to get it forward. When you got Ceballos on or Saka, they're always kicking it backwards. But at least Thomas Partey is more forward thinking. And hopefully, he starts the game on Sunday as well. He's got a couple of, 20 odd minutes under his belt, which is great. 27 minutes under his belt, so that's really good. Hopefully we'll start on Sunday. Lacazette came on for Hector Bellerin in the 78th minute. Sorry, I didn't actually give the scores for Thomas Partey. I'm going to give him. Did I give him a score? If I didn't, I'm giving Thomas Partey a 6. I'm going to give Thomas Partey a 6. Lacazette came on at the 78th minute. Again, didn't affect the game. I'm going to give him a 4. Mohamed El Nene and Callum Chambers came on in the 90th minute. I'm not going to give them a score because, they didn't. It just wasn't enough time for them. The referee, I'm going to give the referee a 3. Yeah, that's a good score. Kept the game ticking over. Did he miss any fouls? I mean, 1 or 2 fouls he missed. And I just thought, why are you not giving a yellow card? Do you know what I mean? There was one where the player stamped on, I think it was the striker stamped on Gabriel's sort of metatarsal on the top of his foot. And I thought that was deserving of a yellow card. And that was early on in the game, but we didn't even book him. So, yeah, the referee's going to get a 3. Arteta, sorry, I should have done Arteta before I did the referee. Arteta, glad that he picked the side that he picked, more or less the side that I picked, the substitution he made, you got to take it out to him. He made them at the right time, he made the right substitutions, was cussing him, because obviously if we didn't win that game, we would be cussing him about bringing on Willian. But look, he made a decision, made the substitutions early, and they made a difference. And so you've got to take it out to him. I'm going to give Arteta an 8. He has another reprieve until the next round of 16. We'll see what we get. But listen, saying all of that, Arteta will be here for the foreseeable future. I can't see this club sacking him, regardless of where we finish. I mean, unless we end up near the relegation zone or whatever, then maybe the club may think differently. But as it stands, we're sitting 11th in the Premier League. We're now through to the round of 16. It is what it is. But listen, guys, we're through now. I'm really pleased about that. Hopefully, we'll get a fair team, a decent draw, a team that, won't be too hard or tough on us, you know what I mean? So let's see what happens there. And then we look forward to the game on Sunday, where hopefully with this win, this fight back, it will give us a bit of bounce and fight to go into this Leicester game. It's going to be a very difficult game, but look out for the preview for that game. But listen, guys, thanks for watching, subscribing to the channel, supporting the channel. I keep saying I'm 3 away from 120. Is there anybody out there can get me to 120? Just please hit the subscribe button. Please share. Do what you need to do. Get it out there to all your friends, family, whatever it is. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.